what's going on, guys? It's me, Train Man, and welcome back to I Delete Things. Today, I had the goal of finishing up, well, basically finishing up everything I really need to do. And I didn't finish everything, but I cleared up enough stuff that I can at least hand this off while I'm away in Train Mountain, which is where I am right now. And I say right now, I mean when this is coming out, not right now. Not right now. But for you guys, right now. Unless, of course, you're watching this after I come back, in which case, not right now. Anyways, decided to do some weird stuff. In reality, what I decided to do was just build things a little bit differently than I normally would have. Because I wanted to change things up a bit, and I wanted to make, the run to Milford a little bit more viable as a turn instead of as a through train, because it kind of makes more sense that way. Ow! I just whacked my arm on the desk. Friggin' hell. Okay, close that drawer so I don't do that a second time, and get rid of a bunch of stuff. You'll notice me probably deleting more than I really need to. The reason for that is because I just don't want something to be in the way if I need to get it. If I need to put it somewhere. Including that camera. That's me freaking out trying to figure out, okay, where's stuff gonna go? This actually turned out better than I originally... Well, when I was starting on it, it was, okay, this is gonna turn out okay. And then I got about halfway through and went, oh man, this is terrible. But I carried through, I went all the way to the end and went, okay, well no, that wasn't so bad. About 3/4 of the way through work, I realized that Roundhouse was too small, and I needed the 120-foot turntable in Roundhouse, which I have to go over to another town to fix, because part of it just straight up went missing. But I should have tested it, but I didn't. But so we've got 4 tracks now. 2 of them are passing tracks. And then we've got this multiple industry that we're going to use for goods. And I never set it up, but that's not the important part. And I'm coming down, I'm trying to figure out, I need to put, of course, the locomotive facilities. So I was going to use the jointed rail track, and then I don't. The reason is, I was just going to convert it all anyways. Doesn't really matter that much. Realized I couldn't move that thing no matter how hard I tried, so I just put everything back and dealt with it. So I ended up putting a total of 6 tracks, 6 parallel tracks here, and adjusting it so that they line up. The 4 outermost line up with those 4. Adjusted the stuff a little bit so it wasn't so weird. And attached that. Flattened it out. And added a little spur track. And now, I go back and forth on what this spur track is doing several times. I needed a track to store boxcars and stuff. Because, well, again, I wanted to make the Milford run, which is the town it worked on last time, the Milford turn, so to speak. So it would run around, and then it would come back, Alright. Didn't know how to work this, because somebody left little pieces of track in there. Tried to use those. I just got thwarted repeatedly, and it took me forever to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do. Moving that thing around angrily. Get rid of that. Add this. Figured out how to get rid of those finally, put the turntable back, and then got rid of them for real. So, that's fine. And so we have the stubs. Now, I realized after this that I didn't actually need the stubs, so I end up going back and putting them in later. I had to move that out of the way. So you notice there's a gap in between the stalls. That's not supposed to be there. Because when you're putting the stalls in, you don't need the stubs. The stubs are for when you're when you're just attaching a track. Although you don't necessarily have to, I found out later. So, we've got the 2 terminal stalls. This is quite a good size roundhouse, honestly. Alright, so we're back over here. I put that in because I felt like it was necessary. I didn't put in any, fiddly bits. I didn't put in any buffer stops and stuff like that. I'll leave that to not me, basically. I just had to work on the big stuff. I need to make it so that when I hand this off, people know what they're supposed to be doing. Of course, I have to adjust the stuff because if I put a switch, I need to straighten the thing after it. And I stretch that out, and I think what I do is eventually I merge those two, but the two in the middle, I merge them, but not yet, because I go into working on the facilities right now. I need to work on the track for this. I invisible track the one on the outside because there's just no reason for it to be there. This is a helper station, and it's for the Milford turn as well, but that's the less important thing. Alright, so, again, there's nothing here that I can point out to Jader or Wybold when you guys work on this. This took me a bit, though, because I started to order them this way. I realized I couldn't fit a hopper in the other way. I couldn't do this, that, and the other. There we go. I got that back down to a 2-track main line. Makes more sense that way. Alright. So we've got the water column. Then I realize at some point that I've screwed up, and that the middle track there is actually the coal drop-off track. Okay, yeah, so I move them out of the way. I fit that thing in there first and move it over by 1 track. So now we have the coal drop-off followed by the ash pickup, and that's just fine, because we can stick a hopper and a gon in there, or other way around. Gon, and then a hopper. And then I get rid of that. And I have to re-add the stuff that goes into the city. Yeah, I realize, okay, I can't fit that. We need the 120 foot. Get rid of this. Didn't remember how many stalls were in the other roundhouse, so I just sort of played it by ear. Boom. Okay, so now I got the stubs out as well. There we are. And I believe I adjust it slightly so it's not so wonky, and then the game freaks out on me. There we are. Only that is awkward, and I just have to adjust it and go, okay, well, that's as good as it's going to get. I've gotten much better at building yards and stuff, especially since Temeros. Because that's just Temeros currently is just a, hey, look at how bad you can get, sort of thing. Alright, so now I go about connecting Albany, which is the town we just worked on, and the Gorge. And the Gorge Bridge, I should say. Now, if Layton had been at the right elevation, it would have been a tougher climb from Albany to the Gorge and to the summit. But because it's not, the summit isn't as high as it probably ought to have been. So we've got a more or less easy climb. It's not easy, it's like 2%, thereabouts, over a little bump, basically, and then into the gorge, and then over the Gorge Bridge. And again, I'm adjusting the stuff from the menu. Or no, I have the map open while I'm doing it. Because, that's the way it ought to be. Just one at a time, Alright, so we haven't gotten into the big terrain features. The biggest thing is, Jader, when you're working on this, what you've got to do is you've just got to make sure that all of my twists and stuff make sense. Put little lakes, put creeks, put, ridges and cliffs and mountains and things where it looks like they ought to go based on the track work, so that you justify where the track work is. And that's something that I always try to do. And then, on top of that, make it so that this isn't necessarily necessary. But what I like to do is I like to go a level deeper. I have the track, I have the terrain that makes it look like the track is supposed to be there. Or make it look like the track is forced there and it's not just wobbling around for no reason. And then you've got the water features and stuff and terrain that looks like it ought to be where it is. You know, like a valley with a river in it instead of just a valley with track. Which I've done that before, of course, as well, but... And so we're matching this stuff up, of course, and, you know, it's a little bit wonky. There could be more crossovers. I definitely need some more crossovers. I need to add those. But I'll add those just sort of when I'm back doing the fiddly bits, of course. Now, so we got this coming up here. And, okay, so one of the most important things is we've got episodes based around a dam. We don't have a, I forget which way the sort of ravine is pointing. I need Wybold. I need you here. I need you to give me something before I go. Unfortunately, by the time this comes out, I need to send him a message. Because I need him to send me a copy of his town so that it'll be there and it'll make sense. Or else I'll just have Jader doing menial things in the meantime. And once again, coming back and double tracking stuff because the track needs to be done. At least to the best of, well, to the best of my ability that time can permit, you know? But, anyways, I set up a place where I want a dam to be. I don't have a dam object, so I may redo that, which is why I don't want the area with the dam done immediately. The thing that will be easiest to do is the connection between Milford itself, the connection between Milford and Albany, and the connection between... Yeah, no, nothing else. Just those first, and then the rest is gorge or dam. And until I get Johnson back in, it won't make any sense, you know? Because there's nothing to connect the terrain to. If you could send me another CDP. This is me texting Wybold right now. Of Johnstown. Okay. Yeah, so this is me building the river. Figuring out where the river needed to go. That'd be great. Milky broke it. I think I might have the original around here somewhere because I merged it first, but I don't know where it is and I haven't. That actually did just occur to me. I also did a lot of cleanup. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and then I decided, oh, you know what, we do need this dam. So I started filling out an area where I figured the dam ought to go. And that's grayish, so I just covered it with gray. That's not representative of the texture I want in the slightest. But it's kind of what, just what goes there. You know, grid. It was supposed to be grid. And there's me writing dam. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Trayman out.